Hey everybody and welcome. Today I'm sharing a greeting card tutorial and I'm starting by stamping some tissue paper with our inky flowers. I just stamped the flowers randomly all over the paper using some waterproof ink. I think I'm using either StazOn or the Versafine Clair. It's the StazOn. I think because I wanted it to dry fast. And I just fill the whole paper with these flowers and some smaller stamps from the same stamp set. I've used this paper already in another video. I don't know, I think it's about 3 weeks ago. It was an original page and I'm just going to link it up in the info box so you can check that out too. Today I'm going to make a greeting card and I'm a guest designer for a challenge, a crafty challenge running over on Instagram today, and I will give you all the details about that in the video description. I just made this a little bit faster so it's not so boring, just filling up this piece of tissue. By the way, I get the tissue usually when I buy some shoes for the kids. I always keep that paper that's in there, and that's the perfect tissue. But of course you could also use a normal tissue, just separate the layers and then stamp on one of the white layers. And you can also buy this kind of tissue paper online, of course. It's a little extra video today because it's my members day today, so I'm posting a video for YouTube members every other Saturday, and every other Saturday I'm posting a normal YouTube video, but today it's members day, and I thought I would just make a video for this card anyway because I really love the technique with that tissue paper, and I think the background for the card turned out super lovely. I cut a piece of, I think it's watercolor paper, and I'm adhering a piece of that tissue with some either clear gesso or gel medium. I can't remember now, maybe we can see it when I'm using it. And to cut the tissue, I just use a brush with a little bit of water and draw the line, and then I can tear the paper. Now I forgot if I've already mentioned that this is a watercolor paper. I think I used the Canson XL watercolor paper and I cut it with a frame die that has a deckled edge. I'm now going to collage that on the background, and it looks like I'm using the clear gesso. I think because I go on top with watercolors, I wanted to use the clear gesso because it gives you a better texture for watercolor. And it also, I really love it with watercolor because you get really interesting texture, especially when you're working with granulating watercolors. It's a bit difficult to not ruin that tissue when you glue it down with a wet medium. You have to be a little bit careful. I'm using just a usual dough scraper that is used in the kitchen to apply the gesso. That's a perfect method to prime papers or to collage because you don't have the brush strokes, and it's also super easy to clean afterwards. I let this paper dry completely, and now I'm going in with watercolors. I start with a base layer for the whole image, and then I let that dry and go over the top with another layer to bring in the details. I'm using different watercolors. I cannot remember which ones exactly these are. They are mainly granulating watercolors. Some are from Jello and some are from Van Gogh, Daniel Smith, and I also have some Schminke ones. So I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't matter at all. The only color which is not granulating I'm mixing in is a fluorescent pink. And that's the light opera from Mijello. I'm going to heat set this with my heat tool, and then I come back and add the next layer. I'm filling in the flowers and the leaves and add more depth by adding some darker green to the card. I try not to work too precise because usually then it turns out a little bit weird, and I really try to stay loose. I don't mind if I paint outside the lines a little, if things bleed into each other. That doesn't matter for me at all. I just want to create a loose background with some depth. And the depth you get when you create layers, that means that you let one layer dry and then add another one on top. What's also important is that you have a nice tonal range on your background. That means that you have everything from dark to light value wise. So I will definitely add some darker greens here for the dark shades, and also as a complementary against the pink red flowers. And I'm going to let that dry again, but maybe I will heat set it with my heat tool, and then I will add a next layer. Before I'm adding in more color, I decided to do a little bit of stamping on the background with that script stamp from the Mix It Up 6 stamp set, using some olive green StazOn ink. And I'm also using a postcard stamp from the Mix It Up 5 set, just to bring in a little bit of a vintagey, shabby feel. And I try not to cover the flowers too much. I just press the stamp down in some areas with my fingers, and that creates a really lovely texture on the background. And once that is done, I'm going in with more watercolors. Here I'm using, I think from Daniel Smith, might be the Undersea Green. It's a very lovely greenish granulating color, and I can't remember which one the yellowish green is. I just recently, it's a while back, made a watercolor palette with only my granulating colors because I really love using them in my art journal, also my sketchbook, and on these kind of creative projects. I think I put that palette together as in a bonus video I did for the membership program. I wanted to bring in some more highlights because it's quite mid-toned and we need definitely some white or really light spots. And here I'm using the Art Craft white. It's my favorite watercolor white because it's super opaque. You can create splatters with it that will cover up almost every background. And here I just use it to highlight some of the lighter areas. And I think I will also use it to create some splatters on that background. Whilst this is drying, I am preparing my focal point. I want to adhere a bird to the card. I just don't know which kind of bird I'm going to use, so I'm stamping a few of them just to make sure that one of them will fit. I have two where I think it might look good on the card, so I'm stamping these two, and I stamped them twice just in case I color them in the wrong way. I have a second one to use, and if I don't use it, I can always use it on future projects. These birds are from our Textured Birds #2 stamp set. This is still available as a clear version. The #1 is only available as the rubber version. I'm going to speed that up now a little bit because I don't want to bore you by coloring in stamped images. I'm going to use the same colors that I've used on the background of the card, so everything looks cohesive later. Once I'm done with coloring, I'm going to let those dry, cut them out, and then I will see which one will fit on the card, and I'm going to adhere one of them with some foam tape. I did not record the part where I've just put the card together because I just adhered everything to a card base, put that birdie down, and I added a sentiment, and the only thing I added is the word fly with a little stamp to the background because that was part of the challenge. I hope you enjoyed that little video. Check out the others, and I hope we will see us next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.